Hey, how's it going? I am Nick Calder. I am a writer-director, and I just finished my feature directorial debut. It is called Fear Eats the Soul. Today, I'm going to show you something a little bit more basic than what's shown in the film, but Halloween rolls around and you're too poor to afford a costume, or you are too lazy, or you have no time, or you were in a cave and you just woke up and you're like, Halloween. Then you can't go wrong with blood, bruising, and cuts. For our first effect, we're gonna make some fake blood, so you're gonna need the following items. Corn syrup, red and green food coloring, a small mixing bowl, and some cocoa chocolate powder. So what you wanna do is take the mixing bowl, take some of your corn syrup, pour it in. Next, you're gonna take your red food coloring, squirt it in, about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. And then you're gonna take a spoon or the end of your brush and just kind of mix it in and make sure that it's all consistent. We're gonna take our green food coloring, but you want to be extremely careful because one single drop might be enough for all of this red food coloring. And you continue to mix it so that the consistency is all throughout the corn syrup. As you can see, it's extremely darkened already. Next, you want to take some cocoa powder. And again, just like the green food coloring, you want to put very, very little inside. And you're going to mix it in. And this just helps to give it a little bit more of a consistency that is a little thicker, not watery, and it also tastes really good. And you should have something that is dark in consistency, looks pretty good on camera, looks pretty good in real life, and you can do a whole lot with it. And if you leave it to dry, if you want to add more cocoa powder, it'll make it a little bit more thick, more like a scab once it's dry. Or if you want it to be really liquidy, it gets really sticky. So for our next effect, we are going to be creating some bruising. So first you need someone to work on. So I have Raul here, who's going to help me out. And it works better if you work in pairs off of each other to use your brush and your cuts and bruises wheel. You also need your makeup sponge. You should take scissors and basically cut them into 4 pieces. And these are going to come in handy when you need to start blending the cream makeup. Let's pretend that Raul here was punched in the face. Boom! There should be bruising probably right here around his cheekbone and maybe on his nose, so that's what we're going to do. So what you want to start with is the red. And you want to just dab it around the areas that pop out, using this sponge to blend it. Less is more. We've got sort of like a little red hue going on here. You can mix it with some blue. We could add some green and some yellows to make it look like it's rotting a little. Underneath it's trying to heal. We're going to put the green on the outside of the bruise. Pick one spot here, and we're going to pick another spot below, and we're going to use his natural skin color to make the cut pop out more. Okay. And here we have someone who was bruised and injured by someone else. For our last effect, we're going to need the following items. We're going to need our liquid latex, we're going to need a new makeup sponge, a second mixing bowl, and our blood, and a Q-tip. Open your liquid latex. You want to pour a little into your new mixing bowl. We're going to use this with the makeup sponge to create an open wound. You want to leave a spot in the center for the wound, and you want to leave enough space around it so that when you make this wound, it's still holding on to the skin of whoever's wearing it. And you just have to dab it on lightly. And basically just try and pull it apart gently, and you'll see it starts to rip. And now we've got a hole in his face. Take your Q-tip and very gently just create a space inside, sort of like a pocket. You're going to dip it into your blood, and you're going to start to put it inside, as such. And if you want to make it more elaborate, then you can add a lot more latex to the areas around it and create several holes and play around with the latex and breaking it, and when it's sticky, putting it together to create a little bit more dimension within all the wounds that are on his face. Thanks for joining us. Have fun trying these effects out on Halloween or on your next film. I'm Nick Calder, and goodbye.